Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Galatine. You can get the blueprint for the Galatine from the market, and it's actually very cheap. You're just gonna need some credits, a little bit of gallium, some salvage, tiny bit of rubido, and a few alloy plates. The Galatine is a Mastery Rank 3 heavy blade that does almost pure slash. It only has a tiny bit of impact and puncture. It's also very fast. It's one of the fastest heavy blades in the game. It has a really good range, good status. It's just that the crit chance isn't all that great. It's 10% crit chance with a standard 2x multi. Now, since you can get this very early on, let's check out a basic build first, which is going to be something like this. Just throw in some damage, a little bit of attack speed with Fury, and you can either go with crit or just squeeze in more damage. It doesn't really matter. The crit isn't all that important. Now, I would honestly say that this is one of the best early game melee weapons that you can get. It just does great damage even with a basic build. It has massive range, it's fast. It's one of the best melee weapons that you can go through the star chart with, in my opinion. If, however, you decide to push it beyond the star chart, you should instead switch to a build that's more like this, where I would advise you drop the crit and you instead focus on status. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to run Condi Overload for the extra damage there, then Virulent Scourge and an unranked Vicious Frost for like a good amount of viral damage, but not too much viral damage. Then Weeping Wounds for status scaling, Carnice Mandible for more slash and status, Volcanic Edge for the heat and status, and then Drifting Contact for the combo duration and status. Now, even though I did say that this is one of the best early game weapons to go through the star chart with, please don't expect too much from it, because this weapon was hit pretty hard by the Blood Rush nerfs. It's essentially lost all of its crits, since 10% is really not enough for Blood Rush nowadays. But it still feels pretty good up to about level 70 or 80, maybe 90 if you buff it up with some frame abilities like Warcry and stuff. You can really feel the lack of crit in the high levels. That is a massive multiplier that you're not taking advantage of, but it feels great in the low level stuff, especially with Cleaving Whirlwind, which has massive AoE. So would I recommend the Galatine, yes or no? Well, yes, absolutely, 100%. It is, as I said already, one of the best early game melee weapons to go through the star chart with and do all the fissure missions and all that kind of stuff, and you can even dip into some low level sorties with it. And it's also one of the core ingredients for the Paracesis, which is one of the best heavy blades in the game, so you might as well get it early on, build it up, have some fun with it, go through the star chart, and then eventually you can turn it into the Paracesis. Plus, if you really enjoy the standard Galatine, you like the fast attack speed, high slash, big range, all that kind of stuff, you can just get the Galatine Prime eventually, which is better in every way. It's essentially just a stronger version of the Galatine, but it also has good enough crit, which is a major boon at high levels. So all in all, while the Galatine might not do the most damage, it is definitely one I would absolutely recommend because of its fast attack speed, massive range, and just fun combos on any of its stances. And that is pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed it and found it helpful, and I will see you some other time. Bye bye.